The People's Agenda in Kakamega with Sophia. Back to you.
Thank you, Anne. Now, the presence of Mumia Sugar Company, West Kenya Sugar Company and Butali Sugar Company in Kakamega County makes it a region that produces the bulk of Kenya's sugar. And here in Kakamega, the sugar industry contributes significantly to the county's economy. But the raging wars between sugar millers in the region threatens to destabilize the sector, leaving sugar farmers disgruntled. Let's take a listen on what some had to say.
Changamoto ya miwa hapa Western ni nyingi sana. Kienda upande wa West Kenya, nitaanza na ile harvest sasa. Unajua tukisha harvest miwa, kuna products nyingi zile zinatoka kwa miwa. Kuna wakati wanatulipa ton, wanalipa as per the miwa. Lakini tunasikia kwamba zile products kuna molasses, ile inatoka kwa miwa, kuna zile maganda yake, ina faida yake. Alafu pia unapata ya kwamba kila chochote kile kinatoka product kwa miwa, unapata ya kwamba hizo vitu zote ziko na faida, lakini nao wanatulipa tani. Unaweza pata we mwenyewe mkulima wakitoa miwa kwa shamba, unaona kama inaweza kuwa tuseme ya kwamba tani 10, lakini ukienda kunaambia ni 3.5.
Unalima shamba, unanunua mbegu, alafu ukipanda, ukienda hapo kwa factory, wakupee permit ukate, uende ulipie mtoto school fees, alafu anakunyanyasa tu namna hivi, wakupee permit haraka.
Sasa kupanda miwa hausaidiwi kulingana na input zake. Unatafuta input na kampuni haikusaidii. Alafu ukikata miwa yako inaweza shinda kwa shamba more than 2 days, kupepa inakuwa ni shida mpaka ukucha kwa kampuni.
Kwa mfano ya kulima tuko hesabu ya kusema sisi walimaji wa miwa, lakini faida kwa miwa mimi naona ni ndogo.
Truckloads of sugarcane arriving here at the West Kenya Sugar Company, one of the 3 sugar companies here in Kakamega County that have been embroiled in supremacy battles.
Unajua mali penye msikiana hako, lazima kila mtu angangania. Miwa ilikuwa kidogo, kampuni ya West Kenya inataka, Umiasi inataka.
Saa ingine wanatunyang'anya hata matinga zinakaa huko kwao. Wanataka tu West ipepe soni yao na Mumias ipepe huko, lakini sasa ni soko huru.
Miasi kuna mia ukweli, na hao wakulima wa miasi wanapenda kuleta hapa West Kenya miwa, na miasi nao kampuni naye haitaki kuleta huko miwa, au viongozi wa kampuni. Na West naye kulingana na bila wakulima wa miasi wanataka kuleta huko miwa kulingana kupata kwa pesa.
All right, and a quick mention, another economic activity in Kakamega County is gold mining. It was started by a British company, Rosterman Gold Mines, in 1935. This company would close down in 1952 after mining gold worth an estimated 4 billion shillings. Experts, however, believe that there are still huge deposits of gold buried beneath the rocks, a belief that keeps local residents digging day after day, hoping to strike it rich eventually. But now we discuss more about the high cost of living here in Kakamega County, as well as that story you've just had there earlier about the sugarcane wars in this county. And I'm joined by Veronica Kiluva, who is a lecturer at the Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. You've heard what those farmers, sugar farmers there had to say, disgruntled, of course, by what is going on in the sugar industry. And of course the wars, and we've seen the battles between the sugar farms and what has been going on between them, fighting for supremacy and each wanting to have zones, some want free markets. What is the solution? 1, for the sugar farmers, and 2, what needs to be done to resolve these wars between the major sugar industries in this region?
Thank you for your question. I believe that definitely we need a bottom-up approach into handling issues of the sugar farming, so that the farmers are fully involved from the grassroots. We also need intensive cane research so that we can inform policy, and this policy should be fully implemented to the letter by these companies. We know that the companies need to be able to pick all the laws that this research will come up with and implement and ensure that everything is followed up to the letter, and the farmers are fully involved in everything that they do. Thank you.
Okay, now Kakamega town is set to be the headquarters for Kakamega County, and of course, as we've heard from that report, high cost of living, very high. Is it going to be able to sustain itself as a headquarters, or will that being made a headquarter drive the cost of living even higher? Will the situation get out of control, or can it sustain itself as a headquarters for this county?
We appreciate the fact that Kakamega is already a headquarters of the Kakamega County. What we need to do is actually to intensify the investor confidence. We need investors to come to Kakamega, invest in the building sector, invest in the food production sector, so that we can be able to have a 12-month food production. We make use of the dry period when the farming is not being done in Kakamega. We can do irrigation. We have a whole amount of rainfall that pours for over 6 months in Kakamega. If we can harvest this rainfall and irrigate crops during the dry spell, we can comfortably feed this county and also export possibly to be able to have some money in surplus.
Most of the residents we spoke to are convinced that the students in Masenda Muliro and of course the other universities that have set camp here in Kakamega have driven the influx of population in this region. Is that correct? Is that why there's so many people in Kakamega, the students, or are there other factors?
I want to take population coming to Kakamega on a positive note. I want to say that it is the population that is going to drive the economy of Kakamega. What we need to do is actually sensitize investors to come to Kakamega, take charge of the growth of population, and take care of all the basic living standards that we need in Kakamega. Yes. We need just to be able to appreciate the fact that we have to grow. We are growing globally, not just as a county. So we want to say that all universities, all investors are welcome to Kakamega. And that's how we can be able to grow.
All right, very quickly, Kakamega, as you've heard from Ilkista Nyabo's story earlier, is getting a lot of its food from Mount Elgon and elsewhere. Why is it not also focusing on producing its own food?
I want to appreciate the fact that every community in Kenya has the indigenous crop.
Right.
In Kakamega, we like using ugali. And that is why we grow a lot of ugali and tend not to pay attention to the vegetable growing. Right. And that is why I'm talking about rainwater harvesting, so that we can be able to use that rainwater to irrigate crops during the off-season. So I believe it's an attitude that we can change as people in Kakamega and be able to embrace the cultivation of other crops just besides cereals.
All right, and finally, before we hand over to Ann Kiguta, one last question. With the coming of the devolved system of government, of course, with a March 4th general election, is that going to help the situation in Kakamega? Or do you see it being a plus for Kakamega, or will things become even more hazardous here in the county? Is it a good thing? How will it improve the county?
I want to have a very great anticipation for the Kakamega County. It's a county that we can do a lot of research and be able to unearth that is not known. The research can inform us a lot. Then we come up with policies that we're going to use in the county to implement and be able to meet our basic needs. So I believe and I trust that the growth of this county and the changing of it from the earlier status to a new status is very important for us. We'll be thinking more global than just regional.
Madam Kiluva, thank you very much for joining us here on location in Kakamega County. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Indeed, as we said, we are coming to you live from Kakamega County.